I agree. And you know what? I mean, it's not just toxicity in the film world and the TV world. There's also toxicity at the White House.
There we go.
If you want to talk Ellen DeGeneres being toxic, come on.
Yeah.
Why? What's going on?
Well, there's a little guy there who's running the place. I don't know if you've heard of him. I think his name is Donald Trump, I think.
Oh, Latino guy.
Yeah. It's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's accused, apparently, Canadians of smuggling U.S. goods. He's blocked, aluminum, from being, traded to America. And also, this is my favorite thing, the American election is going to really depend a lot on the mail because, of social distancing and because of the pandemic. It's going to be important for people to send their ballot in through the mail. Well, guess what? He has just put a Trump supporter in charge of the U.S. Postal Service.
Are those two separate issues? Can we maybe separate them?
How do you mean?
Well, if it's a spot on Trump being an asshole, I'm fine with it. But separating his trade deals with the election might be.
I agree. Those are 2 points.
Look, I think that there's a common thread, and it's Donald Trump is a fucking idiot, right? I mean, this is what we're talking about. It doesn't matter. He's just doing random things. He's putting out perceived fires everywhere. He's exerting perceived influence anywhere he thinks can help him. I think it's about Donald Trump, and you're right. Like, they're 2 different subjects, but at the same time, there's a commonality, and it's him. Right. The guy's unhinged. He's mentally unhinged. And I think that you can't understand his actions through the lens of logic, right? Like, I think you have to view him through personality, because it's just this sort of authoritative, narcissistic, it's like constant exhibitions of power. Like, I think that's how he views himself. He's almost like a supervillain.
Yeah, but it's not that I disagree with what you're saying, but looking at the broader picture, we all exhibit traits from our life experience, right? Like how we find success in life is largely based in our environment. And when you look at Donald Trump, raised by his father, who might have been a Ku Klux Klan member.
Not might.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to be nice to white people. So you look at his legacy of just ensuring that Black people weren't in any of his buildings. You look at the toxicity of his life, of being raised by that kind of father, who taught him at a very young age that you crush opposition, that lying and cheating is just part of the game. These are the strategies and tactics you have to use. And he was damn successful with them. So his whole life pointed in this direction. And I think for the first time, it's on a personal level. I'm not talking about how people feel about him outside, but on a personal level, it is not working for him. Mm-hmm. And he's descending because he's never been stupid. He's limited, incredibly limited in his intelligence, as we all are. But the man is not stupid. It's not working for him, and he's out of touch.
I'm gonna count. Okay, yes, I think there are things that he directively does. I don't think he's stupid from how does this make me better? Like, that is the only prism that he sees light coming through, is how does this impact me? It has nothing to do with the country around him, which is why he is constantly like, oh, maybe hydrochloroquine is something. It isn't. Maybe we'll build a wall. You aren't. Like, it's all these stupid goddamn things of like, no, to pick apart sort of these 2 things. So he lands his tariff against Canadian aluminum, saying that Canadians are sneaking stuff over the border. By the way, when I was a kid, we called that Christmas shopping in Watertown. That's what that was. And my favorite thing is that Trudeau, once again, love him or hate him, goes, okay, we'll do this dance again, and just, tariffed him back. And it's like, okay, we got this, don't worry. And he's going to do the same thing he did the first time there were tariffs before the NAFTA 2.0, which is he will target the very specific businesses that are being, they'll be drawn here. Okay, I hope you like your swing states of Ohio being fucking gutted, because that's what's going to happen again. They'll get angry and it'll calm down. So that's the cool thing. The Postmaster General stuff. The Louis DeJoy is the guy that you're thinking of, who is the Postmaster General. He has given hundreds of thousands of dollars this year to the Republican Party and Donald Trump personally for the campaigns. He also has, among his other vestments, shares in XPO and UPS. Now, I don't know if you know who those people are. They are direct competition to the fucking post office. So... and in a Trump speech today, he said the reason the only way that the Postal Service could actually handle the votes is if I give them this money, and he's not giving them the money. So he has literally said on camera, "I am taking the election."
Yeah, I just think it's wasted. I think it's wasted breath to analyze his policy decisions because he changes them every week. Right? They're doing new things all the time. It's an election. They're ramping up with the election. They're going to change their position based on their polling every single week. So I just think that they're in damage control mode. They actually, and you guys called it, so I'll give you credit there, that the gap is sort of narrowing between Biden and Trump right now, which I find very disconcerting. But I'm not shocked by it because Biden's not really doing anything. And what I will say about Trump, even though I do think he's the devil, is that he wants to win. And when you want to win and you're willing to do and say anything to win, like there's tremendous momentum that you can gain from that.
I agree. I also think that Biden's playing the long game. I don't think Biden's not stupid either. And I think that there are he's been doing this a very long time, and there are certain things that are being set up, that come November, he's not going to be making the same mistakes that Hillary Clinton did.
I also think that with Biden, he has really intelligent people around him to advise him. And I think unlike Trump, he might actually listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't particularly, I'm not a fan of Biden or Harris, but they have a lot broader intelligence than Trump does. And I think they recognize, especially with the Democrats being a big tent organization, a big tent political party, that they have to play a much cagier, much more intelligent game. Personally, I don't think it's going to be enough when you consider all of the issues the world's facing today. I don't think the Democrats are up for the game. But
yeah, I think
they're better than the Republicans.
The error in logic is that intellect matters. I think that an election is more tantamount to a street fight than to a debate. It's not about who's got the smarter idea, who's got the better idea. It's about who's willing to take the fucking Coke bottle and smash the other person over the head. It just seems that's what American politics is.
And also I would add that Donald Trump is also a part of the Republican mandate to dismantle certain aspects of American government. And
all of it.
And people are upset that he's putting a Trump supporter at the head of the United States Postal Service, but the United States Postal Service has been dismantled, or parts of it has been dismantled by Republicans for decades. Mm-hmm. So, and the big reason why, because he said, I put this guy in charge because he's a businessman and the Postal Service is losing money, the blah, blah, blah. The reason why the U.S. Postal Service is in debt is because back in 2007, when Bush was president, they were making money. As a matter of fact, they were making a lot of money. They were actually in the black. And then the Republican Congress and Bush said, okay, we're changing your financial structure so that you have to put away pension money for all of your employees for the next 75 years. So 75 years in the future, you have to put away money for people who aren't even working there yet. And so they had to estimate how many people would be working at the U.S. Postal Service and then gutted their finances. And so it just became this Republican talking point of, oh, the U.S. Postal Service losing money again. We got to blah, blah, blah. It's like the reason why they're losing money is because you gutted it.
Can I hear your Republican voice again?
Losing money. That's my Ross Perot.
That literally sounds like Obama had sex with Ross Perot.
Exactly. Losing money.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I get this is not the time to go, I don't feel good about Biden and Harris.
Yeah.
This is not the time to do that. Like, you literally are making a choice of, like, you open the fridge, your roommate opens the fridge and goes, do you want something to eat? And you go, what's in there? And I go, well, there's a chicken taco from Taco Bell that was here yesterday, or a plate of dog shit. And at no point should you ever say, how fresh is that dog shit?
Well, what's really
That's where we are.
Yeah. What's really interesting about what's happening with the Democrats is a lot of the progressive organizations that supported Bernie and Warren this time around for vice president, they're coming out and saying, we are fully supporting Harris and Biden, and then we're going to hammer the shit out of you.
Right.
Right. Which I think is like, it's the only way you can go. We can't survive. As a Canadian, I don't feel that Canada can survive another term of Trump.